We would move on to an online presentation from Dr. Komodo.
Madam, shall I share the presentation? Professor Asha, am I audible?
Yes, dear. How are you?
Fine, thank you, madam. Thank you.
Dr. Komodo is a professor at Colombo University in Sri Lanka. She is a senior lecturer in science education, the head of Department of Science and Technology Education, Faculty of Education, University of Colombo in Sri Lanka, and she's the KICS EMAP National Coordinator for Sri Lanka, and she's doing a wonderful job in knowledge, innovation, and exchange in her country. We're very fortunate to have her with us today. And Dr. Komodo, the floor is yours. You only have 10 minutes, all right? Thank you so much. Go ahead.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Okay, so very good evening, distinguished panelists, colleagues, and guests. Thank you very much, Professor Asha, for giving me this valuable opportunity to represent KICS EMAP Hub. This is a KICS EMAP Hub sponsored presentation. So it is an honor to share insight from Sri Lanka experience in empowering teachers as change agents for sustainability. So across our schools in Sri Lanka, actually we have seen innovation doesn't always come from new technology or big budgets. It comes from teachers who transform their classroom into spaces of inquiry and action. When teachers guide our students to investigate their real problems in the actual, real, authentic context, such as water use, waste management, and biodiversity, because our main focus today is sustainability. Therefore, their learning becomes very meaningful and impacts extend beyond the school. Therefore, my presentation today highlights three key pathways that we have used in Sri Lanka to enable this transformation. Inquiry-based learning, community-linked projects, and professional teacher networks. Therefore, together, our teachers show some leadership towards sustainable change. So our main theme was actually one classroom, one community at a time. So with that, I am moving to my presentation on the title of worksheet title on empowering teachers as change agent for sustainable classroom innovations towards community impact. So why this has become a matter for this discussion is actually when we consider our education system, we have seen that often we treat sustainability as textbook content. So we have seen that especially in Sri Lanka, sustainability often taught as theory but not as a practice. So it allows our students a very limited engagement in their real world problem solving. However, we have seen that I am working in the science education, science department, and we are empowering our science teachers in the country. So we have seen that science teachers actually they're eager to make some innovations through their teaching learning process, but it lacks support and tools. But we have identified that the main opportunity towards sustainable innovations in education is also with the teachers, because we consider teachers are trusted local leaders. Therefore, using these trusted local leaders, classroom can incubate community innovation. What does it mean to be a change agent? Why we can consider our teachers as change agents? Because our teachers as change agents guide our students to think critically, question existing practices in their day-to-day life, and design small-scale actions. Therefore, our teachers normally become a mentor sometimes, connector sometimes, and they also become community problem solver. Therefore, as change agents towards innovations in sustainability, they will go beyond teaching content, making more inspiring actions towards sustainability. They will facilitate inquiry and reflection. They will build partnership beyond school walls. And the last but not least, they will become a role model for sustainable behaviors. So they really become good change agents for many more transformation. So therefore, I thought of to share with you all in this valuable session forum three pathways of innovation that we have already experienced with our science teachers, science educators in our government school system. These innovation pathways are inquiry-based learning, IBL normally we refer it as in short. Using inquiry-based learning, it will allow students to investigate their local problems. And secondly, the community-linked science projects will allow our schools and local partnership co-create solutions. Collaboration will be improved there. And peer mentoring and networks will help our teachers share and scale good practices. And so they can incubate community innovations. So therefore, in Sri Lanka, actually, this third pathway, innovative pathway is greatly assisted with our key EMAP projects. Professor Asha she knows that we have working towards this third aspect. And then I will then share, within a shorter time period, under each of these innovative pathways, what we have done. One particular example to share with you all in the Sri Lankan context. So first one with regard to IBL, inquiry-based learning. The very promising example we had was actually clean water for all. That is, it was implemented with grade 8 science projects, science under the science curriculum, and as a lesson on water conservation. So what they did was actually they designed an experiment, they recorded results, and they turned evidence into action, and then they provided these proposed solutions to their principal, and then the principal had taken at the administrative level to put them into action. Therefore, they have experienced a good result that having a 25 percentage of reduction in daily water use. Not only that, they have extended their projects even in their homes and then with their neighbors as well. So it's a good transformation towards community enhancement. With regard to the second pathway, community linked science projects, what we have practiced was this project actually was kind of a combination of engagement of both students and parents. So the project title was Green School, Green Community Initiative. Under this project, teacher guided their students to bring their learning outdoors. Therefore, the project built ownership, connected science with their civic engagement, and strengthened school community trust, which is highly essential for transformation of our community towards sustainability. So our students and parents together build compost units in the school premises. Accordingly, the science teachers mainly guided local awareness campaign, and there was a visible change where community adopted waste sorting. Because in Sri Lanka, actually this environmental pollution is very high due to garbage disposal without unknown or known. It will be a major issue with regard to environmental pollution. So because of this, I think our school agents, the teachers as change agents will work out towards a feasible solution. So next, I would like to pay your attention on what sort of positive factors or negative factors which will enable or blocks proposed changes to some innovative sustainable innovations. So we have identified in the school system in Sri Lanka some positive factors as enablers. Professional learning communities we could use, leadership support, partnership like NGO, local government, and then with this aspect actually we are getting the support of KIC CMAP country related activities. And most barriers we have experienced with regard to those changes are time and workload of our teachers, and then limited material and funds. Sometimes it has become a great problem. And the major issue, I have mentioned last but not least, we have experienced some sort of considerable level of resistance of our teachers to new practices. Therefore, in the Sri Lankan context, in the government schools, we are practicing cascade mode of teacher empowerment or teacher development, and in parallel, we have implementing a lot of school-based teacher development programs, so that in the school-based teacher development programs, we are considering the school level, grassroots level needs of the teachers, and then empower them for avoiding this resistance towards new practices. Finally, I would like to introduce one promising toolkit for which we have practiced in Sri Lanka in the school system for sustainable innovation. As you can see here, uh, it is a three-step inquiry toolkit, and this three-step framework would involve three steps, as you could see. Identify, it will choose a local sustainability issue. The teacher will support the students to choose a local sustainability issue, and the students will investigate, collect data, and the students will, under the guidance of the teacher, they test small solutions. And finally, involvement of their projects with the community was they share their results with the community. So we use some sort of tools here for the better implementation. We use lesson planning template, community engagement checklist, simple impact indicators. So in all sort of activities, those three-step inquiry framework, the students and the teachers were supported with some scientific process, scientific sure process, 3C in art of living, mindfulness. So we allow them to practice mindfulness because most of our students and teachers are with mindful, not mindfulness. So within our school system, we practice slowly, mindfully, silently. That is the mindfulness framework that we support in line with this three-step inquiry framework. And the sure process is, yeah, sure process is search, understand, research, and evaluate. So we build these practices. We have practice among students as well as teachers. Okay, then how to scale and sustain in this impact is, normally we allow our students to, our teachers to share stories through teacher networks, partner with local institutions, document and publish their classroom innovations, and leverage small grants for continuity. So these are some of scaling up the impact. Call to action, when we consider the call to action from classroom to communities, actually we have to build the, we strongly believe as educators and national coordinators under the KICS EMAP hub in Sri Lanka, we consider every teacher can be a change agent. Therefore, we allow them, we empower them to start small, connecting learning to life, and we allow them to let classroom become laboratories of sustainable hope, because we normally use laboratory to teach the science and learn the science, but what we practice is we allow them to convert their
Komodo?
classroom to laboratories of sustainable hope.
Yeah, Dr.
Uh,
Komodo, we ask you that you wrap because of the time. Thank you.
Pardon, madam?
We ask you that you wrap because of the time.
Okay, right. So this is the six-step teacher toolkit we have practiced. These steps were the same step according to the framework that I have discussed with you. We initiate some strongly identified purpose. So we applied the 3-step inquiry framework. Lesson design template was supported, and then we had some community engagement checklists. So simple impact indicators were positions to see the progress. And finally, we allow the teachers to get some resources and support to continue their impact. So in this regard, actually, KICS EMAP initiatives will be highly important. So just wrapping the session, this is a take-home message, my dear colleagues. So when teachers become change agents, I mean, no doubt that our classroom become laboratories of sustainability, leading learning pose for community transformation. So which lead to, if you support empowering our teachers, they will continuously build up inspiring learners, and these inspiring learners then work out for transforming communities. So these are some of practices when we empowering of our teachers at the university level, because I am a university teacher. And then this is, I think this would be very important to share with you. This teacher cannot walk because suddenly she was disabled, she cannot walk, but she tried her level best to make the classroom an inspiring environment uh, uh, for learning. So uh, if I just show you, so she's just sitting here, but she can't walk. But she tried her level best to make the classroom a very inspiring environment. Okay.
Thank
Okay,
you so
madam,
much.
then thank you very much.
You are very inspiring.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Dr. Komodo. Thank you. The whole room is applauding for you. Thank you so much.